Welcome back, everyone. Over a period of several months after the October 7th attack, Hamas terrorists, along with the general population of Gaza, was receiving widespread support among progressive Western idiots. I published a video which rather candidly called out and criticized these idiots. I then published a few more videos explaining to any idiots courageous enough to seek out other opinions why they were, in fact, idiots and why they had been brainwashed by idiotic, fashionably progressive ideology. These idiots had become so enamored, so possessed by the spirit of self-flagellation that they had resorted to supporting Islamic terrorism. We heard their political speeches. We saw their graffiti inviting Hamas to strike here next. We observed their Hamas headbands and Hezbollah flags. We listened to their cacophony of chants and tantrums. We observed the chaotic filth of their tentafadas on formerly elite university campuses, while they demanded other people bring them food and tampons because they hadn't really thought through the consequences of their actions. Such was the zeal of these progressive idiots, zeal without knowledge. And when detailed forensic evidence and eyewitness testimony was published, no, Hamas didn't behead babies. They didn't put kids in ovens. They didn't kidnap civilians who were formerly working with Gazans, helping them with jobs and medical care. No, Hamas wouldn't do that, said the Western idiots clinging to their narratives. And the Palestinians, the poor, innocent Palestinians, the oppressed, the most virtuous among us, Hamas was simply defending their freedoms, right? As a straight white man at the top of the oppression hierarchy, I hesitate to answer these questions lest a tentifada appear in my front yard, along with a Vanderbilt University student who hasn't showered in a week. This is my long way of saying to all the Western idiots out there that yes, Islamic terrorism is grotesquely evil, and it's okay to say so, loudly, with conviction. You've seen this picture by now. This is the Bibas family that was kidnapped on October 7th. And it seems they were kidnapped not by Hamas proper, but by the innocent, oppressed Palestinians themselves. Lest you judge too quickly, this was turned into a narrative about how Hamas protects children. How do you know? Well, they told you so in the kidnapping video. And if you work for the BBC, you probably believed it. In the now infamous video of the kidnapping of Shari Kfir and Ariel Bibas on October 7th, a Hamas terrorist can be heard instructing, "Let no one harm her, so that they know of our humanity," while simultaneously taking the family hostage in Gaza. "Leave her alive," he said while touching her on her shoulders against her will. "She has children with her." This video was used at the time by pro-Hamas individuals as evidence that Hamas allegedly did not want to harm women and children. Others took it as evidence that the three were not in fact taken captive at all. I haven't checked, but the chances are pretty good that there were plenty of idiots from Columbia University to CNN who parroted this garbage as if on cue from Hamas. Now, you probably know that there were 4 coffins recently returned to Israel, supposedly to be returned with the bodies of the children and mother. This whole thing provides yet another opportunity for stupid Westerners to wake up to the threat of Islamic fundamentalism. So listen to some of the details about what happened and see if it does not awaken some new realization within you about the danger and grotesqueness of Islamic terror. First, here's some footage of the coffins being transported for exchange with Israel. Note carefully the oppressed, completely non-radicalized Palestinians cheering the death parade. This reminds me of when they cheered on October 7th when victims like the Bibas family were taken into Gaza. So what's worse than cheering at children being kidnapped? Cheering the return of their dead bodies. The Gazans have become so much like beasts that they're capable of all of the above. Second, this is how Islamic terrorists tell a joke. They say they're returning the body of the mother, but then don't. Forensic evidence showed that it wasn't actually the mother's body. Just kidding. What a creative twist by these jihad-loving swine. And third, the terrorists did not shoot the 2 young boys. They killed them with their bare hands. Afterwards, they committed horrific acts to cover up these atrocities. This assessment is based on both forensic findings from the identification process and intelligence that supports these findings. The children were killed in Gaza no later than November 2023, a month after Hamas's October 7th massacre in Israel. I'm sure Hamas apologists will deny this just like they deny the other atrocities. But wait, Muslims will say, this isn't following Muhammad's example. This is not Islam. Muhammad did not approve of killing children, except for when he did. Here, for example. Of course, I'm not saying Muhammad approved of killing children all of the time. Some of the time, he just preferred to sleep with them. So there are other details we could talk about, but these are just 3 examples of things that normal people cannot comprehend. Doing the things to children that Hamas and Gazan civilians did, or cheering crowds over children's dead bodies, or playing tricks with coffins. Normal people can't comprehend that stuff. Normal people can't comprehend supporting them. Hamas and their Gazan supporters have given themselves up to be instruments of pure evil. As distant observers, Westerners have yet another opportunity to wake up to the dangers presented by Islamic ideology, dangers which are drawing ever closer. For reasons why that's the case, you can check out this article in the description box about Islamic terrorists infiltrating the U.S., as well as some other recent videos that I've produced on the topic. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.